This was the period I said, yes, I do. I married my best friend, my prayer partner, my assistant, a woman of whom I had to know more of God to know her.
When I first laid eyes on my husband, it was also when the Holy Spirit told me, that is your husband. I didn't even know his name. From that moment forward, my mission was to make sure he never met me, and we never got the chance to become friends, let alone grow feelings.
Imagine I saw you and proposed to you when we just met. That will mean an instant no. God's timing is always the best.
You see, my 10-year plan for myself did not include marriage, so I saw him as a threat to my plan and not my future spouse. That was around October 2018. Yet, one can never outrun God's plans, right?
But think that you and I were just friends while I chased the wind all my life.
2 years later, we were best friends. We had a friendship where we were both afraid to cross the line. We knew something was there, but none of us was willing to explore. Then lockdown happened and we found God together, falling in love over pages of books, songs and poetry, pushing each other to be the better version of ourselves. I remember when he told me, Sister Gloria, you are the iron that sharpens my iron. I understood. He wasn't trying to be romantic. It was just our reality.
My beautiful flower, just a year with you has rocketed me up high into a whole new dimension. The fantasy butterfly moment together, the supernatural moments, and of course, the blue times. All pointing to the fact that God made you
for me. Did we face our share of trials?
Before dawn is the darkest night. Before victory is the battle. Before the promised land, series of unfortunate events. Before us, my love, were tests of faith, time, trust, value.
Genotype issues.
Before we got married, we went through tests like Abraham, Job, Joseph, and every children of God chosen for a purpose.
One of the biggest rivers to cross in a relationship.
And through the help of the Holy Spirit, we came out victorious.
My husband knew he was AS from birth, but I didn't know mine. I knew I did the test as a kid, but I never personally saw the results. I asked my mom and she was like, oh, I'm not sure, but I think you're AA. So I told him, my mom thinks I am AA.
There was a point before we got married. A test came in form of a serious quarrel between us two. None of our counselors were able to intervene. But during that period of time, God taught us the most important lessons of our lives. Lessons that made us grow to the point we are today.
In December 2020, I decided to get my genotype tested. Lo and behold, it turned out to be AS.
She was posted to the far north, Zamfara, for a service year. While I was in Osun State, I had some untrue beliefs and assumptions, while she from Zamfara was seeing the negative side to every of my signals. Service year is always like the nightmare of every happy relationship. Make sure you no go see one fine Hausa man we get better cow money.
It was a blow to me because that meant everything I thought I heard from God about my husband was a lie.
I began to give in to fear, and gradually I no longer saw with the eyes of faith. I began to question activities and reports from her.
I was in the office at that time. PFO noticed my demeanor and called me to her office. I told her everything and she counseled me while she was talking to me. God began to give me signs again that He had spoken and I had heard Him right.
Gradually, so many other sides of me that I have never noticed before began to surface. I became lost and she totally hated the person I had become. She didn't want to hear my voice or anything about me. The last I heard from her was that we should break up.
So PFO suggested that I do the test again because these things could be wrong. I called my husband and told him of the development. We sought counseling and were advised to go for the test again, but this time together.
I called. I sent text messages, no response. At least, let us visit one of our spiritual fathers. As the case worsened, the more I prayed and the more strength I had, The spirit continually hammered to my ears, if you give up on her,
My husband told me that we should take the weekend from Friday till Sunday to pray. That was one of the times I prayed one of the most difficult prayers I had to pray.
I can boldly say that period, I rededicated my life to Jesus.
I realized that it did not matter if my heart chose my husband. What mattered was what God had to say. So I prayed that prayer Jesus prayed in the Garden of Gethsemane. Not my will, but your will be done. On Monday we went for the tests and the lab said they would send our results to us via WhatsApp.
Miraculously to me, she accepted to see one of our spiritual leaders, but I later got to know that she had accepted just to end the relationship. So, the meeting didn't go the way I planned.
I was with my big sister when I got it. I was AS. Again.
To cut the long story short, we indeed broke up. But God used that period to work on both of us individually.
I sent the results to my husband on WhatsApp, only for my husband to send me a smiley face. And I am like, is this guy okay?
At the appointed time, God gave us a new beginning, a fresh start, genuine friendship with God in its center.
I just told him I am AS, but his own had come out as AA.
Respect for one another and a fully formed love from God above.
Then God told me in that moment that when He speaks, even our blood has to obey.
The devil truly shook us, but God is unshakable. The devil is only scared of 10,000 of the righteous gathering against him.
It is with this confidence that I said I do on our wedding day.
Ever since God brought us together, divine favor has never left us for once.
And it is the open fire that burns in my heart that come what may. This circle of love can never be broken when God is the head.
You, my love, are an embodiment of the glory of God. And you alone, Gloria, makes marriage easy for me.
Happy anniversary, my love.
Cheers to our big one. Forever to go with you, my love.